all those middle school kids. All right, here we go. 11-12 girls, 50 backstroke. This is heat 1 of 4. In lane 5, we have Arabella Gerber, Asheboro. In lane 6, Zoe Simmons from the Somerville Y. Let's take a look at this turn. She rolls over, she gets her freestyle stroke. When she pushes off, she must stay on her back. Our swimmer, Zoe Simmons, was a little off on her stroke count, but that's okay. She's still allowed to roll over. Unfortunately, she did hit her head a little bit, but that is still considered legal. Taking heat 1 of 4 in an 11-12 backstroke is Arabella Gerber with Asheboro Alligators. Watching Zoe now get her stroke count in for the finish, and she got it. It's very tempting when you know your stroke count is 5, let's say, and you take your 5th stroke and the wall's not there. She did a good job staying still. Oh, good, there we are on the turn. She got that full freestyle stroke in. Zoe flipped over a little too late, but she had a great recovery and kept her swim legal. Moving on to heat 2 of 4, lane 1, Ava Fani, Somerville Y, lane 2, Sophia Malachowski, Newington, lane 3, Riley Adrian, Long Point, lane 4, Reese Reed, Asheboro, lane 5, Paige Sheets, Chamelon, 6, Caitlin Freer, Northbridge, lane 7, Emma Carroll Carter, Sneed Farm, lane 8, Madison Lay, Chamelon, lane 9, Mary Joy, James Island, and in lane 10, Alexandra Russo from Long Point.
Man, Tara, you should just do the play-by-play. You're getting pretty good at this. Learn from the best.
I think I'm a quick study.
Yeah. All right, we see Reese Reed for the Asheboro Alligators trying to hold off Caitlin Freer for Northbridge. Big time drops coming for both of these girls. 36.88 for Reese Reed. That's a solid 5-second drop. Freer in at 37.82. Drops more than 3.5 seconds. Third place in that went to Riley Adrian, 39.48.
All right, so
also
again,
a 3-second drop.
Swimmers finishing up their race. They're utilizing their stroke count. As we go into this next heat, if you're watching at home, see, are they keeping their knees underwater? How fast is their hand speed, their tempo? And are they able to master and know their stroke count on the turn and finish?
McLean Ware for Hofcause in 1. Peyton Newland for the Country Club in 2. Blythe Alexander for James Island in 3. Grayson Terry for Legend Oaks in 4. Lily Beth Siever for Newington in 5. Emmy Hanna for Shadow Moss in 6. Harris Kern for the Country Club in 7. Ava Chapman for Legend Oaks in 8. Avery Johnner from Hobcaw in 9. Lily LaFlame from North Charleston is in 10. On their way back now, and this is a big swim here for Harris Kern of the Country Club. Entered at a 39.31, gonna clobber that time here. Kern to the wall in 37.90. 36.66 for the win for Kern. Hannah is second, 39.90. So those two swimmers from the last heat were actually just as fast, Reese Reed and Caitlin Freer. Final heat coming up of girls backstroke. Lila May is in 1, Bailey Ball is in 2, Finley Bennett in 3, Carson Hyder in 4, Salil Smith in 5, Ellis Wilson in 6, Charlotte Good in 7, Zuri Swain in 8, Finley Bowers in 9, Ella Nichols in 10.
Great job. A lot of these girls able to clear the flags off the turn using their underwater kicks.
Charlotte Good looking pretty good. Finley Bennett coming back for Sneed Farm. It's going to be Charlotte Good, her second win of the day in 31.01. Second went to Bennett in 31.38. Wilson was third in 31.80.
Looking at Charlotte Good after the butterfly, she was shocked when she won. I think she's getting a little more used to being that #1 spot. She took a peek at the time clock of the official score and said, yeah, I got it. Second one. As we're moving on to 11-12 boys 50 backstroke, probably the most thankless job here is our officials. You'll notice them in the blue t-shirts stationed around the pool to make sure swimmers are doing their strokes legally. These are a volunteer position. Adults go through a lot of training, classes, then they are an apprentice under an official. They spend many hours learning all the rules of the strokes and unfortunately have to make that call sometimes when someone disqualifies. You know someone is disqualified if you see an official raise their hand.
So is someone who's not quite a full official, Tara, are they an unofficial official?
You're not even a dad yet, and that's a total dad joke.
It's sort of my specialty. As we see Jackson Radcliffe for Crowfield in 4, Richard Boston in 5 for the Country Club, and Landon Allen putting on a big swim for Chamelon. They're in lane 6. .44.48, your winning time. This is heat 2 of the boys 11-12-50 backstroke. 1 is Billy Thurber for Long Point. 2 is Lucas Marchenko for Ashboro. 3, Chase Davis for Ashboro. 4 is Jace Brock for Somerville Wide. 9 is Miller Spruddy from Hobcaw. 6 is Harry Tierney for Park Shore. 7, Christian Albert for the Country Club. 8, Owen Tweedy for Long Point. 9, Benjamin Bosnick from the Somerville Wide.
All right, swimmers doing a great job. With the younger kids yesterday, we talked about ears in the water. They're magic ears. Eyes on the sky, ears in the water. They're doing that here, coming under the flags, get their stroke counts.
39-36, your winner there for Miller Spruddy. He takes about 3 seconds off his time. Chase Davis second, Lucas Marchenko third.
Great job to Miller Spruddy here. Spruddy, if you aren't fully certain of your stroke count, coming under the flags, it's just instinct. You're going to slow your tempo. You're going to slow down, and someone else who knows their stroke count is going to get the win. I'm sure coaches spent a lot of time practicing that leading up to this city meet.
Heat 3 in lane 1 is Jackson Reed for Newington. 2 is Declan Guar for Newington. 3 is Henry Smith for Legend Oaks. 4 is Wyatt Conrad for James Island. 5 is Whit Parnell for Hobcaw. 6 is Wyatt Combs for Sneak Farm. 7 is Cypress Griffin for Daniel Island. 8, Christian Mengen for North Charleston. 9 is Isaac Cornegay from Chatham-Moss. 10 is Lucas Mapp from Newington. And Tara, I think the thing that a lot of these swimmers, young swimmers especially, like to do is they'll put their heads, their chins on their chest. You got to get those heads back, or your backstroke is going to be a bit of a mess. You also want to make sure you're rotating with your entire body.
Yep.
And we're seeing a really good job of that with their swimmers in the middle. Whit Parnell trying to hold off Wyatt Combs and set the time to beat going into the last heat of this event. And they will do that. 34.48 is your top time.
Yeah, you're right,
Second
Dave.
was Combs, I believe. Go ahead there, Tara.
Chin to chest, if you think about it, even if you do it at home, if you stand up and take your chin to your chest, you're going to see your toes. The other thing that's going to happen is your bottom's going to droop. We call it a droopy bottom. And that's that hammock shape. You know, you want everything high in the water. You want to be horizontal and on the surface, not standing up when you swim.
Final heat of the boys 11-12-50 backstroke. Ethan Lighty in 1, Ryan Kofke in 2, Nolan Mahoney in 3, Henry Walton in 4, Logan Patterson, your butterfly winner in 5, Jude Bedreau in 6, Joshua Bornfleth in 7, Ben Burnett in 8, Henry Conrad in 9, Noah Pomerantz in 10. 28.26 is the meet record set by J.D. Hafner in 2017. Logan Patterson was only 500ths off that time earlier this morning on the relay. 28.26 the time. He's off it again. 28.45 to take the win by a dominant margin here in backstroke. Second place goes to Nolan Mahoney in 33.34. Jude Bedreau takes third.
So look at Logan Patterson. This is really advanced. He accelerates through the recovery. Hand comes out. It's almost like he's slapping the water up top. That's what you want to see. Again, the least amount of time you can spend on the recovery when your arm is going from hip to above your head, the better.